Okay, sorry. I just realized that I was recording in the wrong way, so this might make the screen a little bit bigger for you. So this is problems I was talking about. 1 and 2 ask you to actually graph the equation. You could grab your graphing calculator and actually type these in and know what the right answer is. I'm going to do that at the end just to make sure that I'm right. But you actually physically have to graph those. So first thing you're going to do is identify where your starting point is, and then we need to write the slope as a fraction. So to write 2 as a fraction, we're going to write 2 over 1. Positive 2 is up, and 1 is right. So I'm going to start at 1, so 0, 1, 2, 3. And from there, I'm going to count up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And then try to draw the straightest line possible. You know, I'm not the best line drawer, so I'm sure you'll be better than me. Okay? And then you do the same thing for the other equation. So I'm going to start at 7, and then my slope for this one is negative 2 over 1. So down and right. Okay? So I'm going to start at positive 7. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And from here, I'm going to go down to right 1. And right away I intersect. Okay, so my solution is here. Remember that we always go x value, y value. So x, y. So I had to go to positive 1 on the x, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they actually cross, so it's one solution. Okay, so what you can do to make sure you get the right answer is you're going to grab that graphing calculator again. This is actually really hard to do while looking at the camera. Okay, so the equation is 2x plus 3, and then we have negative 2x plus 7. So you should graph it. Make sure your graph looks something similar to the one that's on the screen. And then at second, trace 5 for intersection, enter 3 times, and 1, 5. What did I do wrong? Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I did count wrong. Woo! That's actually awesome to show that error. Okay, so the graph was right and I actually counted wrong. So that's the bonus of using the graph to check your answer. Okay, so pause the video, try number 2 and see how you do. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you got an answer. So number 2, we start at 3 and then identify the slope, 4/3, positive, positive, so up and right. So we're going to start at positive 3, so 0, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to count up 4, and then right 3. Can't go up 4 anymore, so I'm going to do exactly the opposite. So down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, left 3. Okay, try your best to draw a straight line. Okay, then the second equation, let me switch colors so you can see. I'm going to start at negative 2, and my slope is 4/3 again. 4/3 again, and I'm starting at a different point. So hopefully at this point you realize that you should be graphing 2 parallel lines because the slope is exactly the same. So from negative 2, I'm going to count up 4, right 3, up 4, right 3. Okay. You're going to draw 2 parallel lines that will never intersect. So that's no solution. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and pause it, and you are going to attempt problem 3. So it says solve the systems of equations by substitution and identify the solution. So go ahead and pause it and attempt it yourself. Okay, welcome back. So number 1, so the little red sheet that's in your book or that gray sheet, step 1 says to identify the equation that says y equals. Okay, then it says box the other part that's with it. Step 2 says to look at the other equation, circle that same variable. And step 3 says to rewrite that equation, but instead of writing what's in the circle, write what's in the box. Okay. So in the box I have 7 minus x. Okay. Now we're just going to do distribute, combine, and solve. There are parentheses. So I'm gonna, 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times x is 2x equals 6. Now I'm on the combine. Look at the problem. Things that go together. We have these guys. So -2 and -2, when I put it together, is -4x plus 14 equals 6. Okay, look at the problem as a whole. 14 and 6 go together. To move that positive 14, we're going to subtract 14. So we have -4 equals 16, or 6 minus 14 is -8. Last step, divided by -4. So x equals +2, okay? That's step 4, what I just did there in red. Step 5 says to take that answer and put it back into the box. So y equals 7 minus 2, which is 5. So the final solution, remember we always write as xy. X is 2, y is 5, and that means they actually intersected. So one solution. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and attempt number 4 by yourself. Okay, so again, looking at that red sheet or that gray sheet of paper, we have step 1, look for the equation that says y or equals or x equals, and then box the other side. Step 2 says to look at the other equation, circle that same variable. Step 3 says instead of writing this variable, you're going to write what's in the box. So we have 4x plus 2. Okay, in parentheses, you're just writing what's in the box. So -2x plus 6. Now we're just doing distribute, combine, solve. There are parentheses, so I can distribute. Okay, if I am going too fast for you, you're supposed to attempt this on your own before you started the problem. Okay, so 2 times -2 is -4. So you could write it like that, or maybe you have plus, you already wrote that plus sign, and you have plus -4. It doesn't make any difference. Then we have 2 times +6, which is +12, equals 12. Now we're on the combine step. So things that go together, this 4x and this -4x, which equals 0x. I actually don't need to write that. You can write it if you want. It's just kind of a weird way to write it. Okay. It's weird to write 0x, so I'm just going to cross it out. And then I get 12 equals 12. Well, that's a true situation. Always, every time, forever. So, it is, it's hard to do, infinite solutions. Okay, so that's number 4. Okay. Number 5, this is like bell work that we've been working on all week and Thursday and Friday last week. Okay. So go ahead and pause it and see if you can remember how to do it. Okay, so here's the graph for one of the equations to a systems. You could actually find that graph if you wanted, but it says the solution to the systems is 8, 3. Select all equations that could be other equations. So it could actually be more than one answer. So all we're going to do for this 8, 3, this is really small, so let me like really zoom in. This is actually really hard because I'm like writing right on my hand. Okay, so this is the x value and this is the y value. We're going to test it for all of the equations because the way that it said equations tells me that maybe it's more than one answer. So for every equation, and I'm going to try to write in different colors so that I can keep it all really close together. Okay, so instead of y, I'm going to write 3 equals, and then we have 1/4 times x, which is 8, plus 1. Okay. Then the next equation, I'm going to have 3 again, equals -1/8 times 8 minus 4. And I'm going to just test these all in the calculator in just a second. So then we have 3, again just substituting x and y in, equals 1/2 times x, which is 8, minus 1. And then the last one, we have 3 equals -2 times 8. Okay? So as long as when I type this stuff in, it gives me 3, it's a good answer. So here we go, grabbing the calculator. Okay, so sorry if you get motion sickness from this because I'm going to keep going back and forth. We have 1/4, so remember you need to type that in parentheses times 8 plus 1. Well, that equals 3. Woohoo! So that's a possible answer. Okay, so next one we have, hopefully I have them written on your paper, -3. Nope, not -3. I just lied to you. Negative, so it's a parenthesis, -1. Oh my goodness, this is so hard to type in looking at the screen. Okay, 1/8 times 8 minus 4. Okay, so if it's 3, it's a good answer. It's not 3. So let me grab that blue marker again. Nope. Okay, so then C, we're doing 1/2 8 minus 1. I'm not going to grab the calculator that. Half of 8 is 4, and 4 minus 1 is 3. This one equals -5. Okay, so that one's also a good one. Okay, and then this last one, sorry, I just went off the screen. We have -2 times 8, which is -16, so that's also not a good one. So B and C are possible choices. Okay. All right, so go ahead and pause it, and then we're going to attempt number 6. Okay, number 6. Aiden and Lynn are each saving money. Aiden starts with $50 in his savings account and adds $5 a week. Lynn starts with $10 and adds $10 a week. So if you look at the gray box, it actually tells you what they're giving you points for. So this is what I was talking about. It doesn't have that cute table like when we taught it the first time. So I would always just start with writing the two equations. So we have Aiden and Lynn. So Aiden, and use your notes. That's why we took them. Aiden's equation and Lynn's equation. Okay, so it says Aiden has $50 in his savings account and adds $5 a week. So Aiden's equation is 5x plus 50. Okay, Lynn starts with $10 and has 10. You can't mess this one up, I guess. 10x plus 10. Okay, so that's actually step 2, and that's first, but I think it makes the most sense to do that first. Okay, then it says identify the variables. So in both equations, y is going to tell us how much money is in their savings account. Okay, and x for each problem is attached to that week amount. So x is number of weeks. Okay, so that takes care of problems 2 and 3. So number 3, this is where I talked about. It says solve the system. So you realistically can grab the graphing calculator and get most of the points. But what it's asking you is, when are these two equations the same? So we have 5x plus 50 equals 10x plus 10. So you could grab the graphing calculator and get the point now. Okay, make sure you're writing this down so you at least know what you're trying to figure out on the calculator. When are they the same? So now we're on just distribute, combine, solve. So there's nothing to distribute. So combining like terms, I'm going to move the 5 to the 10 and the 10 to the 50 to avoid all negative answers. Again, you should have tried this on your own, so it's going to seem like I'm moving really fast if all you're doing is watching this video and copying me. Okay, you should be attempting these on your own and then watching to check your answers. Okay, last step is to divide by 5. So x equals 8. So at 8 weeks, they've saved the same amount. So then you're going to take this answer and put it into either equation. They're both pretty easy equations actually, so it doesn't matter. So 10 times 8 plus 10. So 10 times 8 is 80 plus 8, or plus 10 is 90. So 8 weeks, they both have $90. Okay? So that's number 3. Okay, and that's actually part B, what we just solved there. But you can go ahead and solve in the order that I taught it to you. And then if you go back to 8, it says after 5 weeks, who has the most amount of money? So this would be, we have Aiden. So Aiden's equation. So after 5 weeks. So again, you can just grab your calculator. 5 times 5 is 25. Plus 50 is 75. And Lynn, her equation is 10 times 5 plus 10. 10 times 5 is 50, plus 10 is 60. So after 5 weeks, Aiden has the most money. So this is actually A, and this is B. Okay? This is 8 weeks. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and pause it, and you can attempt number 7. It says, Smart Intermediate plans on selling shirts to raise money for a field trip. The company producing the shirt charges $200 for the design and setup cost and $10 a shirt. Smart decides to sell each shirt for $15. Okay, so the first thing, go ahead and pause it, but you want to write the equations and identify the variables. Take care of those first points. Okay, so we have the company and Smart. We need 2 equations. So the company is charging $15 a shirt plus $200 production cost, and Smart is going to sell these shirts, $10 a shirt, for $15 a piece. Okay, so you also have to identify what the variables represent. So this is going to be money earned or total money collected. X in both situations are attached to, so if you look at the thing, it says 15 shirts and $15 for each shirt. So this is number of shirts. Okay, so this takes care of questions 1 and 2, or the points 1 and 2. So now we have 2 things that we have to do. So how many shirts will they need to cover the production cost? So what it's saying is, when is how much it cost to make the shirts the same as how much they're selling the shirts for. So we have 10x plus 200 equals 15x. Again, you can grab your graphing calculator at this point to check and make sure you have that right answer, or you can just earn that point and actually solve it. So combine like terms. So we're going to put the x's together. Okay, so 200, so 15 minus 10 is 5x. Last step, divide by 5. 200 divided by 5. Oh, I already know that. The answer is 40, sorry. X equals 40. So when they sell 40 shirts, they would have paid for production cost, and they would have had, so 15 times 40, that one I type in the calculator, 600, okay? So at 40 shirts, they've made $600 and they've broken even, okay? So then the second question says, if they sell 100 shirts, how much money would they have collected? So this is that production cost thing, okay? So how much does it cost for them to make 100 shirts? So 10 times 100 plus 200. So I'm literally just typing this in the calculator. 10 times 100 plus 200 is, it's going to cost them $1,200. Okay, and then how much they make the shirts for. Smart's equation is just, it's $15 per shirt. So that's $1,500. So how much money are they going to actually have? So how much money they've collected paying the company to make the shirts. So 1,500 minus 1,200 is $300. Okay. All right. I hope you got through this, and we will start this test tomorrow. Let me know what questions you have, so write them on the review so we can talk about it beforehand. Have a good night.